This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're going to talk about the KUHL Eskape 25, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So the main pack material here is a TPU laminated nylon. And as you can see, it looks very almost like rubbery, almost like it's made out of like the same material like a tire is made out of. And it is very durable and water resistant. So it does add a lot of weight. It comes in at 4.1 pounds, which is pretty ridiculously high for a 25-liter day pack, but it is very water resistant, even in steady rain, and also very durable. We haven't had any issues with durability, and I've kind of beaten this pack up. As you can see on the front, we do have this KUHL logo here. I'm not saying that it is cool, that is the brand name, it is KUHL right here on the front. And then just below that, we have this fidlock fastener. And I'll get more into its actual use later on, but it is a very prominent design feature and kind of looks neat just when you look at this pack from the front side. And down here, we have this little loop that you could put a carabiner on, or a bike light loop, or a bike light if you wanted to stow it on there. And adds a little nice contrast too with the blue and black. Moving upwards, we have this carry handle here at the top. No padding or aeration or anything, but it's very sturdy. So if you need to grab the bag and go quickly, you can do that here. And then on the sides, we have some more carry handles. We have this carry handle here and this carry handle here as well, which are actually have padding and they're quite comfortable to hold on to if should you need to hold it. And you can kind of grab it on both sides if you want to lift it like that. Which very comfortable, but it seems odd on a 25-liter day pack to have that feature. You maybe expect that on a larger travel backpack or a photography pack, but the inclusion is nice if you like to grab your bag like that. And on the sides again, we have a water bottle pocket on this side and a water bottle pocket on this side. And they're secured with a piece of elastic here, and they do create a pretty big opening. This is a 32-ounce Nalgene that fits with a little bit of room to spare. And just above that, we have these compression straps, and it is a hook there, as you can see. But if you look closely, you can see that there's like a little guider there that holds the little hook it's holding onto in place. So I haven't had an issue with these coming off, and it is actually pretty difficult to get it off when you do want to take it off. But I like the inclusion because if you have a taller water bottle, you could loop that through here, through this little loop here to make sure it doesn't fall out. Or if you had like a tripod or something like that, you could like loop it through a leg or do whatever you wanted to do to ensure that whatever taller item you pack inside here stays put and you don't have to worry about it flying out. So the sternum strap here is a Woojin magnetic buckle. Very snappy. It takes some getting used to if you're not used to this kind of magnetic closure, but very quick to get used to. And it is on a rail, so you can adjust it pretty easily. Well, not easily, it's easy when you want to adjust it, but it's not exactly easy to move, and it kind of snaps back into place if you accidentally move it. The hip belt down here is pretty thin. As you can see, it's really just a strap, no padding or aeration. And we do have a Duraflex buckle. Very snappy and does the job well, but this strap it just feels very small for how large this pack is. Moving on to the shoulder straps themselves, we do have these load lifters at the top, which make it easier to kind of shift the load should you be walking for a long time, or maybe you have a sore shoulder or something like that. And then we do have these two loops here. This one up here is elastic, and this one is just a more durable material. So you can attach a carabiner or slide your sunglasses on there. And these shoulder straps are kind of shaped like an S, so they can form to some bodies, not all bodies. So this is one you might want to try on before you go for it. And they do have a bit of padding, but they're pretty malleable, which is a big stark contrast from the back panel here, which is very, very sturdy, but it's pretty hard. So if you like something super soft on your back, this might not be the pack for you. And then we do have the luggage pass-through going underneath here, so you can slide this on top of your roller luggage. And we have these air channels too, so it keeps things pretty cool. No mesh, but pretty cool for how heavy this pack is. So as you can see from me wearing this backpack, it is very large. And just to reiterate, this is just a 25-liter backpack. So compared to other 25-liter backpacks, it's much heavier, and it is really just much larger. It almost feels like a travel backpack compared to a day pack that you would maybe use for everyday use. And as you can see from the front here, the sternum strap feels pretty adequate for its size. You know, it's not huge, but it does the job well. It kind of keeps these shoulder straps together. But this hip belt, again, it's just very small. It kind of feels like an old school car seat belt, or maybe like that secondary seat belt they put on you on like a roller coaster. And it just, like, if you really wanted to put some weight on your hips instead of on your shoulders, it just kind of digs in, especially if you have the backpack fully packed. And it just does not have what I would expect for a backpack of this like footprint to have. But if it's not super packed out, it is pretty comfortable. And that back panel does offer a lot of support and kind of spreads the weight out throughout your back. So moving inside the pack, we're going to start with these two front small pockets here. So these zipper tracks aren't like an AquaGuard seal or anything like that, but they do have this little welt that covers over the track, which keeps water out. So at first I thought these pockets were going to be connected, but they're not. They're just two small little pockets here. It goes to about here. I'm not sure you can see my finger kind of poking out. So it's really, you could fit your phone in there, your wallet, or just something small. They're not big pockets, but this one on this side does have a little key ring, which doesn't come out very far, so you're probably not going to be opening your door with the key still on the ring, but the ring is easy to open and just kind of snaps like that. And that blue is a nice little accent to the exterior when you do pull it out. But these are, like I said, they're very small, but it's nice to have a place to stow something like your phone or something like that that's more in a quick access location should you want to like swing it over on its side. But moving further up, we have another quick access pocket here on the top. And this one does have an AquaGuard zipper, so you do have that little bit of extra protection from the elements. And just pop that open real quick. I just have a pair of knockaround sunglasses in there right now because there's a softer material inside this pocket than in the rest of the pack. So it's a nice fit for a pair of sunglasses or a phone or something you don't want to get scratched up. And just sticking my hand in there, you can see I'm getting to about right here. And it is like kind of a stretchy material, so you can shove a little bit more in here than maybe you'll be able to if it was just the standard liner material. But most often I put my phone in there just because I don't grab my phone a ton, and it's just nice to have it in a place where you know it's not going to get scratched up. So moving on to what I've been calling the secondary compartment, we have this fidlock fastener. So when you want to open it, there's a zipper on each side and this fastener here. So if you want to open it quickly, you can just kind of go like that, and it opens really fast. But when you go to close it, it's pretty slow because you have to do a zipper on this side, find the zipper on this side, and then close this fastener. So that's not super slow, but I just don't really understand the point. I feel like it could have just been one zipper. You'd obviously miss the design feature of this fidlock on the front, and it is very fun to go like that, so that is a nice bonus. But this pocket here is really just a big chute. There is no internal organization, but this is the first time we're getting a look at this blue interior. So the liner on this back is this it reminds me of blue Gatorade. It's just very refreshing, and I really like how it looks. And it's kind of a nice switch from, you see a lot of orange right now on the interiors of bags. So this blue is a nice switch from that orange. I like blue a lot, so I like this interior. But this pocket here, or the secondary compartment I should say, is just a big chute. There's no internal organization. And as you can see, I was able to fit a ton of stuff in there. This is a large packing cube and then two medium or small, depending how you look at it. But as you can see, there's no other internal organization inside there, but that's a nice place to put clothes or whatever else you want to slide in there. So I'll close that up real quick and move on to the laptop compartment, which is on the back here. Another AquaGuard zipper, so it keeps your stuff safe. I have my laptop just slid in there. This does fit up to a 17-inch laptop, and we did test that, so it does actually fit that. And then you have a tablet sleeve right here, which I just have our iPad thrown in there right now. Something to note is you do have lots of padding on this back side here because of the back panel, and this is amply padded here as well between your laptop and the rest of the compartment. But there isn't a ton of padding on this exterior tablet sleeve, so maybe put your tablet face down, or maybe just don't put it in here without a case. And there is another space here in front of here, so you could put a book or a notebook or just really anything flat that you kind of want to have a little bit of extra protection because of that zipper and the extra padding back here will slide in here nicely. And it is raised, so when you put your bag down, it's not going to be slamming on the ground. So moving on to the main compartment here, you can see there is a locking mechanism on these zippers, so you can kind of just pull the zipper past that, let me pull that way, back here. And then once you have both of them through there, you can't pull the zipper because of that little tab, which is a nice inclusion. We've seen that on other bags. And just if you want a little bit of extra protection, or if you're walking around with this thing through the city and just want to ensure that everything inside stays safe. Another thing to note about the zipper is it's not the AquaGuard zippers that we've seen on other parts of the bag, which isn't a huge deal for me because I didn't have any water get inside while I was testing it. But if you really do like that extra bit of protection, it's good to note that that is the case. And you can see we have the little locker on this side too. So we're going to flip this open. And I've just got a DOP kit inside here and then another packing cube, just to show you that, I mean, look how much room there is to spare. There is a ton of space going on in here right now. So for a 25-liter backpack, you're able to fit quite a bit of stuff. But I'm going to get all this out of the way, and these packing cubes too, because I don't need them anymore. But to illustrate the inside of this pack, without stuff inside of it, you can see there are two little areas here. I'll zip that real quick. And they're both made of like a stretchy mesh material. So this one's on the back panel, so more flat items do well here. But this liner material doesn't have stretch, so if you put an oblong shaped item here, it's going to kind of like poke out this way and does work. It just looks a little funky and is awkward in packing. So I just have a book inside there right now, and that's often what I did was a book or a notebook just because it made sense for me. But this also would do well on that that's other compartment inside the laptop area, which we just went over, but I'll get this out of the way too. But as you can see, this goes almost all the way down to the bottom, but there is a little bit of space down there. It's kind of hard to illustrate that, but there is a little bit of space below this pocket, so that's not on the ground either. So if you were to throw a tablet in here, that's not resting on the ground. But the other area up here, so if you open that up, you can see that we have two more pockets inside of here. So I kind of dig this design. Initially, I wasn't so sure about it, but I really like it because a lot of times when I throw things in these pockets like this, if I'm riding my bike somewhere, because I ride my bike to and from work, stuff bounces out and ends up in the main compartment. But I dig this because if you put dongles or chargers in here and they end up bouncing out, they're just in this compartment and you know where they are. They didn't go into the main compartment and you have to find them in a crack or a crevice. So I really do dig that design. And this will be a little hard to show you, but there is a little pocket here where you can throw an air tag. It's kind of nice and hidden there, right there, so you can throw your air tag or other small device there that you want to track your bag should someone take it or if you lose it, and you just access it via that little slip right there. And I didn't even, at first, it took me while I was going over the bag, it was one of the last things I noticed, so it is very well hidden. And I just dig this little pocket up here in general, because you do have that mesh, so you can throw stuff in those small pockets and then throw other, maybe larger items that you're not super sure what to do with, but you want them to be locked down. And the main reason I think I like that so much is because there is not much organization here. So you really want to do packing cubes or maybe have your DOP kit or whatever to keep things organized, because it's just like a big clamshell opening or horseshoe opening with a ton of space. Other than these two mesh pockets here, there isn't any organization. So you really need to be organized, otherwise your things are going to get lost here quickly. And the few days I came to work and was unorganized, when I got here I was kind of like flabbergasted on where my stuff was. But what I ended up doing is using this secondary compartment to put clothes in, because when I'm coming to and from work or when I went on a weekend trip last weekend, it was nice to keep my clothes separated from my laptop stuff and my tech stuff. So in this secondary compartment here, I shoved all my clothes and packing cubes and stuff like that, and then I put all the stuff I needed for work and other tech stuff that I took with me inside this compartment here, because there is a little bit more organization here, and I was able to use my my tech kit, my DOP kit was all separating things inside this pocket. So if you're not an organized person, this might be a steep ask of you, but if you do like to be organized with smaller pouches and other kits, this is a great bag for you. So there you have it, the KUHL Eskape 25. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.